What it do? Dream Team, it's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Game Over for Europe. People resort to desperate measures. I have no clue what's going on. And so hopefully I'm intrigued, and hopefully this video gives me insight as to what's happening over there. Before we dive into this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all the time. You know, subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Human, I talk back. If you got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. What we got?
Hey guys, today I want to give you some prepping news from Austria and Europe.
Austria.
Okay. Unfortunately, we are in a pretty depressing situation when it comes to the economy.
Oh wow.
So first of all, we have about 10% inflation now, and now 10%. I have the feeling that people have spent most of their savings and they are living from month to month, from hand to mouth, and the prices of food and other commodities have increased quite tremendously.
I mean, I can relate. The prices of food here are going up as well. The price of food here has went up as well. That inflation, what you talking about, is no joke. That month to month, we can relate. Talk to me.
Food and other commodities have increased quite tremendously. So here you can see an article in the newspaper that food has become so much more expensive. So for example, here they have a comparison. In January 2021, they were charging 13 euros for 4 chicken breasts. Okay. Now they are charging 18 euros. So that's 5 euros more for the same product, for the same food. And that's quite a lot. So now the problem is that people are getting so desperate that they are starting to steal much more than before. So here you can see an article about the German supermarkets Lilly and Edeka, and they have observed that shoplifting has increased quite tremendously. Wow. So now they are putting alarm devices on butter and meat.
Wow.
And that's what you usually only see on very expensive electronic products.
Yeah, exactly.
So now the next thing which is happening in Austria and also in Germany is that people are going into the forest and collect some firewood.
What?
Wild woman bushcraft, Vanessa Blank, in Germany, has observed a young family going into the forest and collecting branches. And the thing is that in most forests, which is private property here in Austria and Germany, this is not allowed. Even if it's a forest which is owned by the government, you still have to get permission. So you cannot just go into the forest and pick up some branches because it's all private property.
Wow. That's crazy. I had no idea about that. But to have to put like alarm stuff on your meats and butter, like I've never heard of that. I've never heard of anything like that. But a whole 5-year-old difference, and I literally understand. I swear, I usually always got this pack of 3 chicken breasts. Or I feel like it was like 6 chicken breasts I could get for literally like $8, bro. Like, chicken was so cheap. Now I walk up to the chicken breast and it's like 3 packs for like $8. I'm like, the math ain't adding up. But yeah, inflation is no joke. Inflation is no joke. I used to buy this bag of chips. It was like $3.69. I go into the store now, it is like $5.49. Like, I'm looking like, what is going on? But so I definitely understand what she's talking about.
Forest and pick up some branches because it's all private property.
That's crazy.
And if you do not have the permission, then it's stealing. So I had a friend who was visiting me the other day, and he also told me he saw people going into the forest and getting those branches out for firewood. Yeah, so the legal situation in Austria is that most of the forest is private property, and the forest which is owned by the government is treated just like private property. So we don't have this concept of public forests like the US has. Now, because everything is treated like private property, they have made a special law in Austria that you can walk in every private forest. You can take a walk with your dog, you can walk alone. You can also collect berries, and you can collect 2 kilograms of mushrooms each day.
Oh, wow.
But you're not allowed to collect firewood without the permission. And that's what's happening now. And that's because...
Why not firewood? It's just because it's like those people own that firewood, so you can't take the firewood out of their forest. Like, you can take berries and mushrooms, but why can't you take any of the firewood? So you're not like chopping down the forest? I'm not sure. Y'all let me know in the comment section.
Firewood without the permission. And that's what's happening now. And that's because the firewood price in Europe has surged. And that's because people now are burning firewood again to heat their houses. So either they already have a central heating with wood stoves, or they have a small wood stove in their living room. And yeah, that's actually what I did. So I got a wood stove back in January, and now I'm really glad I did, because most of the wood stoves are sold out.
Wow.
And also, if you buy firewood now, there's not a lot left, and it will cost like twice the amount of money than compared to 3 years ago.
Y'all don't just like do the central heating, like AC and central heating, like throughout the cribs where the vents just blow the heat in. This is interesting because it seems like the way she's speaking, it seems like most people like heat their homes or heat whatever like through the firewood, through living room, like stoves, and they put the firewood in the stoves and heat. That's how they heat up their home. That's interesting. Keep going.
Twice the amount of money than compared to 3 years ago. So it's gotten really expensive. And that's why people start picking up branches in the forest. Now the problem is, it's not good for the wood stove or oven to burn firewood which is not seasoned. So usually you should let it dry for 2 years, and then you can burn it in the stove. If you don't do that, you will have a lot of particles settling inside of the chimney, and that can burn. Then you can get a chimney burn, which is not good and which can burn down your house if the chimney is not safe.
Wow.
So that's the risk that comes with it. So as you can see, economic-wise, we are pretty much going into a recession, and you can hear the word recession everywhere now, and most market analysts are agreeing now that we are approaching or that we are already in a recession. Okay, next I want to give you an update on the Austrian distillery, which was damaged on 3rd of June. So we have one distillery plant which is in Schwechat, which is owned by the OMV, and unfortunately there was an accident in June. It was a big accident, and the main distillery plant, the outer hull, got damaged, and since then they are repairing it, and since then we are running on the oil reserves of the Austrian government. And I don't know if this is also contributing to the high price of diesel and gas, but yeah, it's still not repaired. And now, after Nord Stream 1 and 2 got sabotaged, supposedly, there was an article in a couple of newspapers, and they were saying that this accident at the distillery plant maybe wasn't an accident. So here you can see the article, which is stating that the Austrian Secret Service is now investigating this case, and now they are even...
Why would someone do that? Why would someone damage it and say it's an accident to make prices? Bro, this is crazy. I need help. Cause my brain, guys, it's I don't really look into other places too much. I don't really know too much outside of what's going on in the U.S. And I really don't even know everything that's going on in the U.S. I really stay inside of kind of like my bubble. The people that I talk to, the people that I'm close to in my life is really all I really know about. And so to hear these things going on, it's unfortunate. It's very sad to hear these economical problems. And why? So that's why I'm like asking you guys, like, why would someone damage that? Why? What's the benefit of damaging that?
Yeah, investigating this case, and now they are even stating that this could have been done by a foreign secret service. So I don't know if we will ever find out if this was an accident or sabotage, but one thing is for sure. Look at this. The repairing costs are already at 240 million euros. So that's a lot of money. So it must have been a huge damage.
Oh my God!
That's really big. So they have a second distillery plant, but it's only like delivering 20 to 25% of what we need in Austria. Wow. And we are on reserve right now. The question is if it is enough until the main distillery can process crude oils again. That's the big question. Also, what happened 2 days ago, a couple of gas stations were running out of gas. But now they are getting gas again. So it seems to be as if we have a shortage in gas too.
Jeez.
And yeah, I really hope that the repair work is done soon, because otherwise it's not looking good for us.
It needs
so
to be.
As you can see, it's pretty easy to damage the critical infrastructure of a country. Yes. Unfortunately, we are really vulnerable. And on top of that, internationally, you know what's going on with Nord Stream 1 and 2. I don't even want to comment on that. But it probably means that we won't have enough of natural gas. And I think that means that a lot of companies, they will close their businesses in wintertime because they cannot afford natural gas anymore. And then it really is the question, do we have enough of natural gas to heat all of the homes? If not, then some households will face a cold winter. The question is, what can we as civilians do to prep ourselves? And I believe it's really important that everybody of us is getting prepared. You want to have some food at home, you want to have water at home, you want to have some means of cooking food, like a camping stove or something. Maybe get some extra cartridges of butane gas for your camping stove. If you don't have that, you can always make a fire in your garden. So you have to have a means of cooking, and also you want to have a means of heating your house or flat. So here in Europe, winters can get really cold. Now, I live in the lowlands of Austria, where it's not that cold anymore. So the coldest temperatures that we are experiencing here is like minus 15 degrees Celsius for about 2 weeks. And that's about it. And
what's that? What's minus 15 degrees? Because your cold and my cold could be different. So when you say it don't really get that cold, your cold and my cold could be completely different. So we finna look up minus 15 degrees Celsius real quick. Celsius and Fahrenheit. Ah, that's freezing. That's 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, nah. Yeah, like I said, just two completely different versions of cold. I just make sure my negative 15 degrees Celsius is 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Ain't no way. I'm dead. I'm dead, bro. I could not survive that. Lord, I hope the distillery is back up. I pray that whatever has to get done, because going through that cold of a winter is just, I can't even imagine that. I really can't even fathom that. Keep it going.
Degrees Celsius for about 2 weeks.
Oh, I mean,
and that's
but
about
still,
it.
2 weeks.
And the rest of the winter it has like minus 5. So it's not
Which
that
is like
cold anymore.
15 degrees.
But in the mountains, like this direction, in the Austrian Alps, it's getting still very cold. -20, -25 is not seldom. So it really depends on where you live, and you need some kind of means to heat your house. I think
Yes.
wood stoves are great. Now, what I would not use to heat my house is space heaters, because they are highly inefficient. They need a ton of electricity, and if everybody in Austria or Germany or any other country would use them at once, a couple of them per household would lead definitely to a blackout, because they need so much electricity. Yeah, guys, so this is the situation in Europe right now, and the problem with the inflation is that right now it's 10%, but experts say it will climb up to 12%.
What?
The big problem is that the salaries, they are not rising 10 or 12%. They are staying the same pretty much. So if the income is staying the same, but the inflation rises, then you will have more people that are poor, you will have more crime, you will have the middle class vanishing. And Austria always was a country of the middle class. We always had a huge middle class, only a few poor people, and then a few rich people, but the majority of people was the middle class, and now I see it vanishing, and this is really sad. Okay, as you can see, here in Europe we have some challenges, and we will see how this winter will pan out. And it's definitely not looking good for Europe, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I guess we will find out what the future brings, if we want or not. Winter is coming for sure here in Europe. So I will keep you updated with prepping news. And if you want to see more videos like this, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel.
Sheesh. I definitely think America is going through that same situation of inflation and everything. But salaries, I feel like prices have inflated for a long time, and salaries have stayed the same for ridiculously long time. But yeah, that's just insane. I don't even want to imagine it, guys. But y'all let me know how your opinions. Y'all let me know what y'all think on the subject, or anybody, I guess, not just Europeans. Anybody comment. Let me know what you think on the subject. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You want to subscribe to any of it? Put all the links in the description. All you got to do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.